Hello, and welcome to an all-new episode of The Spotlight. I am one of your hosts, Kente, coming all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm here with my co-host. We got the one and only Olaf Barbosa. How you doing, Olaf?
I am doing great, as I coming to you all from the great state of Indiana. It's been a really hot day here, but all is good.
All right. We also got R.P.O. How you doing, R.P.O.?
I'm doing well, except my sinuses have turned against me evilly because we have had a huge thunderstorm happening this evening. Great fun.
It sounds like
my kind of weather.
And of course, we have our guest. I call him our personal video game expert, the one and only Joey Ferris from Ferris Productions. How you doing, Joey?
It's great to be back. I'm here to do what I do best, talk about video games and cry about it. Yep.
All right. Yeah, and we got a lot to talk about in the gaming realm. And I love, what I love to do is, let some time go by and then, have you on and really chop it up about what's been going on in gaming. You're going to laugh at me, but I recently, me and a good friend of mine, we recently beat again a game that I've beat like a million times, but I love this game. And that's Resident Evil 5.
Oh.
Resident Evil 5. I love Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, especially 4. 4 is, to me, Resident Evil 4 is like definitely top 5 best game ever. I think, and I think it totally
to a lot of people it is. It's like it's pretty much the best Resident Evil to a lot of people.
You know what? And I don't think people realize too how much Resident Evil 4 changed the industry really in a lot of ways. A lot of great games came because of the influence of Resident Evil 4.
I bet.
The Gears of War, for example, was created primarily because of the fervor over Resident Evil 4. So, although 5 was criticized a lot because it wasn't the step up that they were hoping. And I don't think it's like the greatest game ever, but, I just wanted more 4.
A lot of people killed a lot of time with 5. 5 was a really huge multiplayer game. I remember a lot of my friends playing it. I didn't really have it because I wasn't really into Resident Evil until very recently, like last year before that. I bought Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 on Steam. Haven't even beaten 4 yet. And I just recently bought Resident Evil, the HD version, first one, to prepare myself for Resident Evil 7, which was a huge surprise this year. Nobody saw Resident Evil 7 coming. It looks completely different. What do you think of that game?
That's where all this was leading to. Resident Evil 7. Now, I just said, I'm a big fan of 4, 5, and 6, and I was expecting something more along the lines of 6. Hopefully a little bit better than 6 was, but they kind of took it kind of old school in a way and went for more of the horror feel. And I don't think the game is co-op at all, right?
I think it's 100% single player. It's first person. It's the change that Resident Evil 4 was, but different. Like I feel like every third game, if they're going to keep making this series, it's going to be some new gameplay element.
I've got my own version of Resident Evil that constantly it's updated and you just never know what's going to happen. It's like my version of Resident Evil is called Priscilla.
Your cat.
It's like my evil cat.
I did play the original Resident Evil. I lasted 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I got killed, and the game said, "You're dead. You should probably get used to this."
Oh yeah. The same thing happens in the HD one. The only thing they changed in that game was the graphics.
So I haven't played the HD version of it. Is it the same game basically, but just HD?
Well, okay. I kind of retract that statement a little. Voice acting's different. They make it better. It's still really cheesy. but they don't make it sound as awful, like, oh, Jill sandwich, that kind of crap, none of that. And they altered the controls so they're not as frustrating, because apparently the first one had tank controls, so it's like you had to tilt them left and right, and it's just like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. What the hell?
Yeah, and you know what? It's so funny. I call it the shitty cam. Because how many times did people get killed because of the camera view and the controls?
Oh, yeah, the camera view, the shitty camera view is still there. Actually, like that's completely the same.
Oh wow, I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah. If you're looking the wrong way, you're not going to know that you're dead until it tells you.
Right, for the most part, yeah. Now going back to 7, it looks like it's gonna be fun, and I'm a Resident Evil whore, so I'm gonna get it just because that's what I do. But I kind of I like the co-op over the shoulder, like 4, like really like 5 and 6, but I want just a better version of 5 and 6.
I still think they're gonna make those because they're coming out, because Resident Evil Revelations was a thing, right? You ever played that? I hear it's really good.
It's very good. Yes,
that's good to hear.
I'm a Resident Evil whore. If it's Resident Evil, I don't watch the movies, but I definitely do the games.
So did you get Umbrella Corps?
I didn't get that, so I guess I'm that big of a whore then.
Or you have good taste, but yeah.
So yeah, Resident Evil 7, I'm really excited about. At first when I saw it, I was like, "That's not what I was looking for," but you know what? I'll give it a shot, right? And I admit, is not the elevation that it should be, right? Yeah. I don't know what happened, to be honest with you. I actually want to look at how did you go from being so inventive and smart to do 4, and then the bosses are not as cool as the 4th one, and and it's like in 5 and 6, the bosses are not that great. Just the way that the story comes together and all that isn't as good. It's just I just love that kind of gameplay. That's what I like. That's what
I think that's the reason why they changed the gameplay. Like they just rewrote it because people complained about 5. People complained even more about 6. So I guess that's why they just said, you know what? Let's do something completely new, and let's have as little connection with the previous games as possible. It's going to be fun trying to find those little Easter eggs there. I just imagine Leon Kennedy is going to come out of nowhere or something, because it takes place after 6, they said. So.
Okay, well, hey, I'll definitely want to check that out, and I'm looking forward.
There's a demo on PS Plus. The PlayStation Store. Have you played it yet?
I have not. I didn't know that.
Get it?
I'm getting it tonight, and I'll let everybody know what I think I can. I haven't tried the Twitch thing. Maybe I'll even do a little Let's Play with it.
It's really short if you don't look really hard, because there's a lot of really tough secrets in that demo that some people haven't even figured out yet.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I often like to talk about my favorite games of all time. Mm-hmm. On that list is Resident Evil 4, Red Dead Redemption. Mm-hmm. I think that's a magnificent game, one of the greatest ever. And I know there's another one coming. Eventually, I don't know how much information is out about it, but I'm excited about it. Just the idea that they're going to make another one, I think is awesome. Half-Life 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. I think that's a masterpiece.
They're definitely making another one. Just remember that.
All right, Valve. It's been 15 years.
I know, right? It can't be much longer.
Right. I'm like, geez, Louise. All right, so. I love Half-Life 2. I think San Andreas is one of the greatest games too. But one of the games that I love so much that a lot of people don't know, but it has a really great cult following, is a game called Shadow of the Colossus. Mm-hmm. I think that's just brilliant. And if you think about it, came out I think PS2,
2005.
Yeah, and it looks amazing even for that, right? Mm-hmm. So Last of the Guardian, right?
Yep.
Is the game, and I don't know. I know that I think it's been about 3 or 4 years that they first started. I'm sorry, The Last Guardian.
It's been that game was now it's 2007, I think, and that was That was like the running joke of every E3. Oh, maybe The Last Guardian will finally get re-announced because they haven't talked about it since like 2007. But then 2015 happened, and it's been resurfaced as a PS4 game. Now it's coming out in October.
Yes, October 25th.
Yes.
So I'm really looking forward to it. It looks amazing. Is there any word to why that there was such a long wait for it?
I guess it had something to do with. I actually have no idea. All I know is that now the team that makes the game, Team Eco, they're rebranded as a different studio now. But like the director is the same director of the game. They're still like not a lot has changed from the initial product. And to me, I haven't beaten Shadow of the Colossus, but I really want to. I'm stuck on that goddamn like Colossus that's like a snake underwater, and I don't know how to get down underneath to kill him. God damn it! And yeah, this to me, Shadow of the Colossus looks more like Eco. Have you played that one?
Yes, Ico, or is it Eco? Is it Eco?
I mean, I guess in Japanese it comes out. It's pronounced Eco, but potato. Mm-hmm. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it looks more like Eco to me because like you're playing as a little boy and you have like a companion in the form of a giant monster like Shadow of the Colossus. So it's kind of feels like a mix of those two. I don't know. I'm not too crazy excited for it, but we'll see. I think I will get it. You know, there's a lot of games coming out that week though. My God, Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2.
Oh man, see this. I'm really excited. I'm real excited about The Last Guardian, mainly because I'm such a big fan of Shadow, and I'm one of those people like it's so funny. Mm-hmm. Video games to me are, and I want to ask the guys this too. Video games are so different than motion pictures because I'm not a big sequel guy when it comes to movies, mm-hmm. right? I mean, some movies deserve sequels, right? And but most I don't feel like they really do, and they get sequels done. And I understand it's a business. But video games are perfect for sequels because games, unlike movies usually get worse with each movie, right? Mm-hmm. Video games tend to get better, with obviously some exceptions. But the team is better, right? They get better and understand the material even better. There's more money generally injected into it, which sometimes more money doesn't help a movie.
Yeah.
Always. And
more money can actually be a detriment in some cases with some movies.
That's for sure. But video games are great because mm-hmm. they tend to get better with each entry.
Sometimes I remember Destiny, most expensive game ever made. It wasn't that good.
Right.
But yeah, there's always counterpoints to points, but whatever.
But I would bet on a sequel to a video game more than I would do a sequel to a movie.
True. Yeah.
So let's talk about some sequels or follow-ups that are coming out or they may be out. Everybody who loves the first-person shooter genre, who goes way back, like me and Olaf and and R.P.O, probably at one point has played Doom.
Yes.
That portal to hell has been unleashed in your home at some point.
Yes, I played Doom. Got it on a 3.5 floppy.
Yeah. So Doom this year released another installment. I believe it was like back in May.
Yeah,
something like that. And had you had an opportunity to play that?
Who? Which one?
You Joey.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I have, and I was pretty much looking forward to that game because, well, I actually didn't start playing any original Dooms until like 2014 when I got my PC, which is like about a good 20 years late, right? But I'm playing it, and I'm just thinking, where the fuck have I been? This is incredible. My God, I was just having a blast just shooting everything. It's amazing how well that game is aged, and it's amazing. And I was getting a little concerned because it's like Doom 3 was considered by many fans to be not nearly as good because it tries to be more of a horror game, and it kind of suffers in the process. Like, I still thought it was fine, but I'm just like, I want this Doom to be better. And lo and behold, id Software has created the perfect successor to Doom that has ever been achieved since Doom 2. I'm getting choked up. It's so brilliant. I'm getting amazed. I'm amazed at how well they just capture the spirit and essence of Doom while being absolutely new and innovative in the process.
Yeah, id are the granddaddies of this genre, and I'm glad that they came back to take their crown back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is definitely is up there. So is it definitely a must-have?
110%. It's a must-have. Even if, like, I don't care if you're a Doom fan or if you're not a Doom fan, you need to play it. Like, it is magnificent, and I have to recommend it even more to the Doom fans, even if they haven't gotten a hold of it. Which, if you haven't gotten a hold of it, what's wrong with you? You need to get it, because if you're looking for a good multiplayer experience, though, like the old Dooms, this unfortunately does not deliver. It's more like Call of Duty in that essence, not like an arena shooter, like most fans were hoping for. I don't care much for the multiplayer.
Is it co-op or is it just single player?
Just single player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, so good.
But that's how video games were meant to be in the beginning. We were supposed to be sitting alone in dark rooms with controllers going,
Yeah, really,
and pretending like the rest of the world didn't exist.
Like,
I don't want to compete with some guy in Indiana whose thumbs are faster than mine.
This Doom is, even if Doom just came with the single player, it would be well worth the $60 because it's pretty lengthy too, and it gives you more than enough reasons to come back.
Okay, now it brings up something interesting about the whole co-op genre. I love co-op, in games. Obviously, Halo's very famous for the co-op. Gears of War, the last couple of Resident Evils and such. But I noticed it seems like gaming is getting kind of away from co-op. I don't see a lot of co-op video games that are really impressive coming out anymore.
Yeah.
Do you think that it doesn't sell as well, or what do you think the reason is?
That's a really good question. I feel like there's been a lot of problems with that kind of genre lately, and lately especially, people have been kind of like insulting that genre because of spin-off games like Umbrella Corps, Metroid Prime Federation Force, the upcoming Disgrace, Metal Gear Survive, and Assassin's Creed Unity also didn't fare well in that co-op area, so they decided to just make the rest of the game single player, which I'm totally for. And I think they've also realized that if there is a multiplayer component to a game, the most popular one has to be like online deathmatch or something. That's my theory. I'm not an analyst, so I can't really say that much.
Well, if you are a parent and you want your video game system to babysit your two kids, what's better than a nice co-op game so they can,
Exactly.
So they're not having to go, it's my turn now.
I know, right? I'm like, please let it be 4 screens so that all my kids can play. I don't have any children. If I did. Now, staying on the topic of sequels, a couple of years ago when Uncharted first came out, I remember it was I believe they're the same people did, was it Ratchet and Clank, right?
No, Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry,
the other animated cartoon duo.
Right. I remember at the time people were like, "Those people are making this?" It was like they couldn't believe it or whatever. And then the first one was really good, right? Mm-hmm. And it's only gotten better with each entry. And now we're at number 4. And this is another one that it looks beautiful. I mean, everything I've heard about it seems like it's really good. I have yet picked it up yet. Is this something I should?
Have any of you guys here played any of the Uncharted games?
I have.
Okay, well, at least you're whatever. But what?
I'm sorry. For those of you who are just listening, no.
It's been a minute or two since I've played a video game. So
okay, just a mere minute. I see. And well, my thing with Uncharted is like, I thought 1 was okay, 2 was amazing, like one of the best games ever made, and 3 was almost as good as 2, but not quite. 4, I feel the same way about. Like, it's almost as good as 2, but not quite. I would place it above 3 and below 2 because there's no way you're going to top 2. And Uncharted 4 is brilliantly well made, well acted, extremely well designed. Naughty Dog's a really talented studio, but I felt like there was something missing from that game. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Well, I can kind of say it, but it's a spoiler, so I'm not going to. But even then, it's like just I would just say temper your expectations a bit. But that could just be me. A lot of people still really love Uncharted 4, and it's like understandable because it's still really freaking good. If you love Uncharted, then you should get it full price or not.
Yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful. I mean,
it's the best looking PS4 game I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I know PS4 hasn't been around that long, but that says a lot, though. And that, like you said, that they're a great team. So, and is this the first Uncharted that was built specifically for PS4?
Yes.
Okay, so that says a lot right there. So I definitely want to pick that up. Now we are going to get to, of course, Overwatch and No Man's Sky and games like that. But before we get to those games, I just want to throw some titles at you just to get your idea of what you're thinking about them.
Okay.
There is Gears of War 4. Which is I know it's about to come out, right? It hasn't come out yet. Right?
In mid-October, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not too hyped for it, but it's probably going to be good. I guess we'll see. I mean, I thought Halo 5 was going to be good, and it was the worst Halo game ever made. So there's that. But I don't know if I'll buy Gears of War 4, but we'll see. I've played the original 3, and I have them on Xbox One. But like I said, we'll see how I feel about that. I'm not too I don't have my eyes dead set on it.
Okay, I am a Gears of War whore as well.
It looks really good.
Mafia 3 looks really good.
That's like one of my most hyped games this year, which is funny because I didn't play Mafia 2 until this year. The only reason why I'm playing Mafia 2 right now, I'm close to beating it. I'm like second to last chapter, I think. I don't know. There's like a glitch where I can't continue. So I'm hoping when I log back in, that's fixed. But I think I like even more what I'm really hyped for about Mafia 3 is the fact that I want to see how much it improves over Mafia 2. Because 2, really good game for its time, like 2008, 2009 or something. But now it's like there's not much to do in it. Like for an open world, it's very linear. There's only story missions. Doesn't feel as free. And the acting's really corny, but the story is still really good. And so Mafia 3 is like they're taking all of that and just amplifying it times 10. And I like how they got the guy that plays Vito back because it's like I almost couldn't tell that was him. And it's like he's way more intense in that role. And of course, it just the story just looks badass as hell. So, and it's not often we get to see Italian mobsters in the South. So, we got instead of Brooklyn accents, they got Southern accents. It's really weird.
I love it though. Now, don't shoot me for asking about this game.
It's fine,
but I gotta ask because it's so popular and everybody's playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I even downloaded. I haven't played it. And I had to download it because I had to do research. And I can't tell you why, but you'll know in a month or so why I had to download it for research. Mm-hmm. But, of course, I'm talking about Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Big hit, big cult following. Not cult following. I'm talking it changes the way society functions pretty much. So,
yes, that game, I mean, that game is
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's like I remember there's one of the guys on the Lakers is a shooting guard named Jordan Clarkson, and he was in a park looking for Pokemons, and fans were coming up to him like, "What are you doing?"
Like, don't mind me. I just got a Snorlax. Shut up. Jesus.
So I mean, and people that walked off cliffs playing that game.
People literally have died playing that game.
What is that funeral like when the guy died from looking for a Pokemon?
God damn. He was a real fucking idiot. That's all I got to say. And that was his mother. That's real bad. I always told my son video games would be the death of him. Now look.
Like, literally.
Son of a
Well,
bitch.
what it's like the other thing about the Pokemon Go, it's like other than somebody dying, they found 2 or 3 dead bodies. We're looking for the Pokemon. They've found bodies that have been missing for a while.
My friends have been putting this game up as a Game of the Year contender, and it's like the only reason why they do that is because like cultural impact that a game has is huge, and I feel like that does make for a good GOTY contender. But it's like it's not my GOTY. Hell no, that's Doom right now. But still, it's like wow. Pokemon Go is. I played some of it for like a week, but it's not my cup of tea personally.
You know what Pokemon Go actually is? It's a conspiracy by the government to get people out and moving and walking around. That to be healthy and get outside and interact with each other. So it's like the government's behind it.
Definitely the
Illuminati. Yeah.
Can we get a certain gamer by the name of Darkside Phil to maybe play the game in heavy traffic?
I take it you're really fond of the guy.
He's an idiot.
Oh man.
So what is it about this game? I mean, I get it. It's like a scavenger hunt, and I mean, how many calls I've gotten in the middle of the night of people that were in their car and saying, "Yeah, my cousin's looking for a Pokemon." I'm like, really? Like it's 1 a.m. and you're out and you're looking for Pokemon, like Pokemon,
Pokemans.
It's like going around through cemeteries and pulling up around churches and stuff because that's where they hire. They have a lot of times you can find them in cemeteries and churches and
All it is. The reason why this game's so popular, it's just the fact that everyone is fucking playing it. And everyone else wants to get in a piece of that action. My mom, not my dad, but my mom, she was like talking about that game, and I was like, what? Who are you? You're not my mother anymore. What? And she's a bartender, right? She's like, okay, I need ideas for a Pokemon themed drink. And I'm just like, okay, here you go. And there we go. And it's ridiculous. But I read an article recently. I didn't read the article. I read the headline like everyone else does. But it said, I don't know if it was true, but like the Go users are like, active users are dropping, which doesn't surprise me because it's like, that's going to happen with every mobile game, no matter how good it is. So.
Well, she was looking for a drink for Pokemon Go.
She was looking for a Pokemon themed drink, like a blue drink that's like Mudkip or something.
All right, how about this? A pack of blue Kool-Aid, Hennessy, and antifreeze. All together. I think that's
Goddamn.
But okay, so all right, so we got that out the way, and oh yeah, one more thing I want to get to before we get to we can get into it right now. No Man's Sky. Let's talk about this game.
Oh, I got a lot of things to say about No Man's Sky.
All right, so hit us with it. What do you think?
Okay. Before, like right after I came out with my review, actually, like I was just thinking, like the game is okay, but it's nothing special. Like everyone else was expecting it to be. Like I remember when the game was announced in like 2013 and 2014, somewhere between the two, more people paid attention to its E3 announcement than its VGX announcement. Because frankly, VGX was like the most terrible gaming event ever conceived by mankind. But besides that, everyone was getting so ridiculously hyped for this game that didn't even make any initial promises from the start. They were just like, okay, so it's procedurally generated planets, procedurally generated aliens, freaking, it'll take you 580 billion years to beat this game. And I'm just like, what's all the fuss about, guys? I mean, procedural generation, that means a lot of the planets are going to be similar. That means a lot of the creatures are not going to look like, they're going to look the same, but they're going to look freaking hideous at the same time. And it's not going to live up to your expectations. And so I did buy the game because I did want to review the game. And I still want my $60 back. And in the review, I said, fans need to freaking reserve their expectations while also making fun of the fact that I'm ridiculously hyped for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But then I looked more into it, and I didn't realize how much the developers straight up lied to our faces about what's gonna be in that game that turned out to not even be in there.
I always wonder how they get away with it. I mean, it's not like there's this thing called tape, where we can rewind it and listen to what you said, but they do it all the time. Peter Molyneux, for example, who R.P.O knows very well, is famous for lying about.
Do you really know him?
No, I mean
not personally, but I've dealt with a branch of his games. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I called him P.T. Barnum 2.0. But that always gets me how they can just tell bold-faced lies about, like as if they're not going to get called to the carpet, right? But I guess it doesn't matter; they don't care. But
they can just always they can just say if it's not in there, they say, well, there was a programming issue and we couldn't release it yet.
And what the real bitch of it is, though, like you go on the PlayStation Store and the Steam Store, and you go to that game's page, and it plays the trailer from E3 2014, and it shows you all the shit you can't do in that game, like every single thing. Like you run into space battles. There's no space battles in that game. There's no factions in the game. There's no like really huge ecosystem where the animals interact with the bushes and stuff. No, there's none of that. It's the biggest scam in recent gaming memory. It's honestly a disgrace. And I was sitting there like I bought the game, but even then I was like, I told you guys, don't fucking buy into hype. You gotta think when you pre-order. Don't ever pre-order games, guys. God damn it. People make me so mad.
Listen, huh? Yeah. Okay, so No Man's Sky gets a doesn't get even a thumbs down. It gets the middle finger. 2 fingers up. All right, so now I know this game done by Blizzard, Overwatch. Mm-hmm. I know that's a game that you really like. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of it recently, but I'm trying to get back into it because it's a really well done multiplayer game. Like I said in my review on my channel that online multiplayer games just aren't for me, and but then this game defied all my expectations. I said in previous reviews, like from now on, games need to have single player and not just be multiplayer only. And I was like, no, that's not true. Overwatch proved that wrong. And I was like, online games just aren't for me. Nope, Overwatch also proved that wrong. There's something really great about it. And, I don't know if I said this in my review or not, but it's tough to put my finger on why I like it so much. And I think it has a lot to do, but my theory is it has a lot to do with character variety and how each character is so vastly different from one another, and yet the game is so well balanced that every player feels like they serve a purpose for the greater good.
Now, Blizzard's known for their World of Warcraft series or game, I should say, and Diablo as well. How does it stack up to those titles?
I have not played either of those, but I'll tell you one thing: Overwatch is extremely different already. I mean, you're comparing it against a MMO along with Diablo's like real. Is that RTS? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So it's like I like how Blizzard's exploring their options with different genres, and mainly the genres that involve like online multiplayer interaction, which I'm totally fine with. So yeah, I look forward to seeing how this game ages in like 10 years, because Overwatch is going to be a platform. There's going to be, like, rather than more sequels, it's just going to be like like Team Fortress 2 in the sense that they're just going to keep updating and updating it, hopefully with more significant things other than hats like Team Fortress 2 does. But yeah, that's a platform I look forward to seeing how well it ages. Like I only got it for $40 and it's well worth it, at least on PC. But on console it costs $60 new, but even then, it's a really good console shooter as well. Like, I don't care what platform you play it on. Play it on every platform for all I care.
Okay. Now, do people still play World of Warcraft like they used to?
I wouldn't say nearly as much as they used to. I know they have a new expansion coming out, so that they may receive a brief spike in player base.
Yeah, I always find it weird when I talk to people and they're like, "Oh, I'm playing World of Warcraft." I'm like, "Still?" Like,
right.
But then again, I was playing Resident Evil 5, so what can I say, right? All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna go to R.P.O. and he's gonna do his real discovery. And when we come back, we're gonna talk a couple more issues that revolve around gaming. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give the floor over to R.P.O. and he's gonna do his real discoveries. So
All right.
R.P.O., the floor is yours.
Alrighty. And we have truly the thinking man's movie this week with a poster that actually kind of gives you a pretty decent, let's see if I can get some of that glare off of it. There. Kind of a decent feeling for what the movie is. Yes, indeedy. It's called Beyond the Black Rainbow, and it is definitely not for the faint-hearted when it comes, it's not for the casual viewer. Let me put it that way. It's a very complex, very confusing story about the Arborea Institute, started by Dr. Arborea, who believes in a better world through drugs. But at least, they're natural drugs. They're good drugs. They're drugs that, are helpful to people. Yeah, okay, so Arborea's dying from having taken so many of the drugs himself. But hey, that doesn't mean they're not good for people who are like, insane or having troubles with life. It is really a movie about where we're going with the treatment of psychoses with drugs. Now, the movie came out in 2012. It is made to look like it came out in 1983 because that's when the story takes place. And the central figure in the film is a patient named Elena, who wakes up from a coma to find herself in this institute and really kind of being tortured by these doctors, psychologically speaking, not physically speaking, because they just want to see what kind of power she has. As it turns out, she is telepathic. She's kind of like a Carrie. She could kill people just by thinking about them. And this is exciting to these doctors. Oh, we got to research this. Well, it's not much of a plot. Okay, I admit that. But where it lacks in plot, it makes up for with some of the most amazing visual images since 2001: A Space Odyssey. I mean, this is a movie, seriously, drop acid about 30 minutes before you put this into your DVD player, and you are going to have one hell of a magnificent trip. Because what these doctors are doing and what they're experiencing, because they're using the drugs themselves, defies the imagination. It's very creative filmmaking, and I just really, really enjoyed the picture. So what can I say? Well, I see I have lost my audience. Okay, Kente, it's safe to come back. I'm going to stop talking about it now. But anyway, yes, I recommend the movie, but as I say, don't watch it casually. You really have to sit there, pay attention. It's not much of a storyline, but it does have a storyline. And when you get to the end of the movie, there are some revelations that, well, they took me by surprise, and I don't get surprised easily. So there you have it. And since everybody seems to be ignoring me now, I'm going to get completely naked. No. I'm just going to riffle these pages here. My eyes closed. Clearly my eyes are closed. And boom. Next week. Hey, it's a Lon Chaney Jr. movie. All right. Woo-hoo. The Frozen Ghost. And that is... it's one of those, hey, he hypnotized somebody and they died. He's evil movies. So those are always fun for me to watch. So that's what you'll be hearing about from me next time on Real Discoveries. And for now, I'm going to turn things back over to the lazy Lazaruses of the layabout set, Kente and Olaf and Ferris Wheel Productions. Guys, it's all yours. Wow.
I'm here still. I was there for that whole thing. I don't know where Kinte is, though. I'm starting to get a little worried.
I have to actually challenge Kinte on something. He says he's never watched any of the Resident Evil movies and has no interest in watching them. I actually thought the first one, for being, usually I don't like movies that are based on video games because they invariably suck. They invariably suck compared to the actual game. But I actually thought the first Resident Evil movie was pretty well done. Okay, he's done talking. I'm back now.
You guys, welcome back.
No, I was just saying, since you didn't have your headset on, that you said you have not watched the Resident Evil movies. Normally, I'm with you. I don't think any movie based on a video game is going to be any good. Certainly not as good as a video game, but Resident Evil is one of the few exceptions. Just the first one, I thought was a really well-made movie.
I rented the first one. I rented the first one when it came out, and but I fell asleep. Not because the movie sucked. I just was really too tired to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Mia Jovovich is naked in it quite a bit.
What they all say.
When I woke up, somebody's face was getting eaten off. So I was like, "Oh wow, this is gross." And then I dozed off again. So I guess I'm gonna have to have a marathon before the final movie come out. Mm-hmm. All right. So talking since we were talking about movies and also video games. Mm-hmm. Recently, I saw this video. It was a great video where it was a team from IGN. The people who made the Paranormal Activity VR game came down to the studios and they shared it with the team from IGN. And it got me thinking, like, I really want to get me some virtual reality glasses. I hear the Oculus Rift. I've seen a demo of that. That looks really great, but I think they're about $600.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive. But they say those are like the Cadillac.
Yeah, those are supposed to be the big dog on campus.
Actually, that's the HTC Vive. That's the most expensive one. That thing is like $800 freaking dollars. My God.
Oh, okay. Well, I was off.
Do they have any in the $998 price range? By any?
Yeah, they have some that are pretty cheap, but I hear they're not the.
that's not what you want.
Yeah.
So it got me thinking too. I remember there was a movie called it was called Disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that movie Disclosure?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the movie that feminist groups hate, and I can understand why, because it's about a man, Michael Douglas, who gets basically molested by his boss, Demi Moore. You know, and I can understand why women group hated that movie, because it's like, you know, women getting sexually harassed on the job is such a big problem. So when Hollywood makes a movie about it, it's about a man who gets basically raped by Demi Moore, which, you know, I felt so terrible for the guy. But
harassment isn't about sex; it's about power.
You're right. That's a line from the movie, right?
Yeah. Please. If it's not about sex, I'm not going to do it.
Right. So the reason why I'm bringing this movie up is there was a scene where he has to put on these virtual reality glasses. And this movie's like, what, 15, 20 years ago? It's been out for like a long time. And he puts on these virtual reality glasses, and there's like this great VR scene, well, at least for its time. And I remember at the time thinking, like, man, when that's, going to be here, I'm totally for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time, right? They have virtual reality is a reality.
Are we going to have to buy those things that are built into the floor with the rollers on it so you can walk in place like they did in that movie? That was fun.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was just like, oh, please, come on.
Right. So going back to the IGN thing where they had the Paranormal Activity game, and I have to say, just watching their reaction and what they were seeing, I could totally see why it was scary for them, because I don't know if you guys seen this, but
I haven't.
Oh, it's really cool. It's a cool video.
I bet.
It looks creepy as hell, right? You're in this house, you're walking around the house, and then there's like you could like reach down and pick up something from a table, and you can hold it, and you can move around, and it's like you're totally immersed in this world. And then, things pop out at you, right? There's this one scene where it was so funny because they kept showing people getting got by it, where you're like walking, and then all of a sudden it's dark, and then all of a sudden this little kid like comes at you like this, and it's like, everybody jumps. pretty hilarious. And but here's my thing about virtual reality though. Like I know it's gotta be a lot of fun. And just to be immersed in a game like that, or they got VR porn, but we're not going to talk about that.
Damn it. Well, I'm gone, guys. My fucking...
Or maybe Spotlight after.
Damn, my desk chair just snapped. Hate it when it does that.
So, but here's my thing, though, about it is being immersed in that world like that, I don't know if I want to be more immersed in something, even how great it may be, like more than maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes at that. Anything over that long, I have a feeling like when you take those glasses off, you'll be kind of still in that world, and that's kind of trippy to me. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
I can't see, like, how. What's a long video game session you have done, right? You ever done 12 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. You can't do that in the VR headset.
No, the VR, they would just mess with you. They'd mess with you so
You
much.
see that little girl without the glasses on.
Be like, oh crap, I can't get through my house now. Where am I at?
You're going to try to take off the goggles and you realize you're not even wearing them? Oh, no.
Oh, there is a guy with a gun. Oh, shit.
Resident Evil 7 is going to be PSVR compatible. That's like the only platform it's VR compatible on for some reason. But yeah, just imagine playing that game for long periods of time. God damn.
Oh, God. I don't know about that one. That's too much. and it's funny, like, I don't get scared easy, but it's just the idea of immersing yourself that way for an extended period of time.
Talking about the VR and immersing yourself in, it's like, what about the movie Surrogate? Surrogates.
You know, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen
that forgettable movie. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
you're talking about with
Bruce Willis, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like
Okay.
you basically take over a robot avatar of yourself, and it goes out into the world, and you stay in this little thing. And they stayed in that for, hours and days, long time.
Like 15 hours a day if it's a work day.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was seeing the video. I was going to give you guys a little taste of it. Yeah, that is not cool. I don't think I could. I don't think that's good for people. But it's a reality, and you're going to see it more and more, and people are going to really want to be involved in it. So I'm going to show a little bit of this video so you guys can get an idea, and then I want to kind of get you guys' thoughts on it. So let me go to it. And can you guys see?
Yep, perfect.
Paranormal Activity VR was revealed at GDC recently, and everybody was talking about it. We wanted to see how scary it actually was, so we had the developers come here to IGN and had a bunch of IGN people play the game. Here's how scary it was.
Oh, Jesus. I'm in a room. Man, this is already not fun.
The child's music is not okay.
How do you turn on a flashlight in VR?
You need batteries.
Man, I really hate this a lot. Okay.
Well, that's really creepy.
I don't feel like I'm in a safe space.
Oh, this is bizarre. If I was gonna keep a ooh, a key. Yeah. Ah! Nice.
Let's see. I'm scared. Come find me. Scary. Okay. I'll come find you. I got nothing else to do.
This room looks like someone was... That teddy bear is really creepy.
Oh, cute little teddy bear. That's not very scary. There we go. Ah, I knew it'd be in a drawer somewhere.
Okay, there's surveillance cameras in here. Interesting.
Just in case my battery dies. Oh, shoot.
Nope. Oh, that.
Oh, wow, check it out. That's so cool.
Oh my god! What the heck?
Yeah, we'll go to the super freaking scary door. That's fine. Oh.
Okay, real spooky now.
No! You, don't. I don't want to go in there.
Oh, man. All right, let's look at the time on the book. Man, don't like that. Come on, go. Hurry!
Oh, okay, it's just a game.
All right. This game is getting to me because I swear I hear people in the office crying.
I wouldn't have thought the doors closing could be so scary. But here we are.
Ah! Was I already? Really?
I think I'm probably supposed to go in here.
I'm so nervous.
Hey!
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 Yeah, hi.
Oh, wow, you're a normal human.
He's coming!
Hi.
We gotta go!
Okay, it's just kids messing around.
What? I can't get up here, kid.
I don't wanna go anywhere. I wanna go home.
Where do I go? I don't know.
Oh, that's not okay.
Oh my god. I'm like T-bowing right now because I just need the Lord Jesus with me. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I don't like this. I want my batteries. I don't know how to find my flashlight.
Oh, this sucks. All right. Whew. I'm at IGN. I'm in a game.
I got it.
Here we go. Come on. That doesn't work. I can't breathe fire. All right.
The house is creaking. What? No, you're ruining my house. What are you doing? Stop.
That is wicked. Keep out. Keep in out. Good. I don't want to go indoors and say keep
Yeah, so you see what I mean? Like, can you picture in that for 10 hours or whatever? No, you go crazy. So, I mean, I would like to get your take. Start off with you, Joey. What do you think about the future for this? Should there be some sort of should they just leave it up to the consumer to police themselves when it comes to this VR, or should there be something built in to protect them from themselves?
They should leave it up to the consumer, but they need to give guidelines saying take some breaks, do what they did for the 3DS. Say you've been playing for a while, want to take a break for a bit. Because, they were afraid the 3D was going to fuck up their eyes. And so it's the same thing should be happening here. They need to trust the consumer needs to trust themselves more than anything. If something goes wrong with them, but there were still warnings on the VR, then that they have themselves to blame that they're in the mental hospital because they still can't stop seeing that little girl. Goddamn.
Well, what about you, R.P.O? Should we save ourselves? Should they save us from us?
Once again, I don't think there should be restrictions on there, but, maybe years and years and years and years ago, I played a very old game. This is so long ago, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a wizarding game, and you're wandering around the country, and you're learning spells, and you're helping people out. And the thing about the game was every once in a while you might walk up to a person, talk to them, and they'll be like, have you looked at the time lately? You should really go to bed. And I'd look at the time and I'd be like, oh, damn, they're right. Maybe you need something like that in VR. You just need, some figure just to go, you've been in here too long. Go back to the real world. Except that would probably be scarier than the little girl. I don't know.
The girl was pretty scary, though. What about you, Ola?
Well, yeah, I think in other words it should be, for the most part up to the consumer, but because you are so immersed into the world, it, versus the VR stuff versus 3D. 3D is going to messes with your eyes a little bit and your head. You get a headache if you watch too long on 3D, but the VR stuff, it could really do some real mental damage, because if your mind, locks in on something, like I said, you take the helmet off and you're still seeing the little girl, or, you try to go to sleep that night, if you spend 10 hours, running through this game or whatever, when you finally do go to sleep, you may be seeing that in your dreams when you're trying to sleep and not be able to sleep. So I think in other words, I think there should be something in there that, after so long of a time, whatever a good, break is, something come up in the game, say, hey, you need to take a break, and maybe it go blurry for, 5 minutes or something like that to kind of disconnect you from it for a minute. So, I started out saying the consumer police themselves, but I don't think they could do it well enough, because if you get into it, I used to play this one game called Transport Tycoon, the computer game. I played it, back, 20 years ago, and I would lose half of a day and not even know that I'd been on there that long. So, if you get really engrossed into a game, you could spend, several hours and not even think twice about it. So I think they should put something that would make you want to take the helmet off for a minute.
A friend of mine said he knew he had been playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City too long when he got pulled over, and he thought about gunning it.
Oh my God! Yes.
You like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Yeah, officer, here's my. So yeah.
He'd be the next. He'd be on the next next episode of Cops.
I know, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing, the evolution of it, but it is kind of scary. Like, part of me wants to get one, but would I even though I'm aware of this, would I have self-control? Because that looks like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
The game looks like it would be a blast, but I don't know, man. Will I have the
sanity?
Yes. I think that I would definitely have to. I would definitely have to police myself, and maybe I would have to have somebody on the outside, like it's like the Matrix, standing outside, like, all right, I'm going in, pull me out.
Well, now they use that Oculus. They talked about that with Second Life, and now I don't know. It's like for you, it's like I don't know how much time you spent in Second Life, but I used to go in and I'd spend all day in there. So now if you had the Oculus and you spent all day in SL, you might be okay, but there still has to be, you still got to come back into the real world again.
I don't know.
And of course, the big fear is you come back to the real world, you might forget that no, you can't fly.
Right, you can't transport yourself or teleport yourself.
I don't know about you guys, but I fly every day, so.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting though to see what develops. Real quick before we have to say goodbye, give me like a couple of games that we should be on the lookout for that we haven't mentioned today.
Castle Wolfenstein.
I mean, there could be another one coming out soon. I'm betting next year, but maybe the year after that. I don't know. I was disappointed when they didn't announce one this year because the last one was so freaking good. There's Dishonored 2 coming out in November. That's really, really responsive and intuitive stealth game. The first one was, at least. The second one looks about just as good, if not a little better. And I don't know. There's not a lot of games I'm looking. Oh, the big one, the one that I'm most excited about, coming out next year for Nintendo's new system and the Wii U, the next Legend of Zelda game, Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
My God, I played it at E3. It's like I want it now.
Yes. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be every time when those games come out, there's excitement, so exactly. I don't see why anything would have changed, right?
There's a lot that's changed in the game, but yeah, the hype's going to remain the same, maybe even more. But they completely rewrote the formula for this Zelda game. It's in some ways it is a lot like the very first Zelda game in the sense that this whole world is open to you and you get to go wherever you want, and there's no rules to this world. And oh, get this, you can climb now, holla frickin' Luya. How many times have you played Skyrim and you wish you had that option?
Oh wow! So Zelda is something definitely we need to be on the lookout for, and so 2017 though is going to be a big year though with the new Nintendo stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me ask this question. I know you're not a sports gamer, but I don't understand. Maybe I'm crazy, or I mean, obviously these guys know what they're doing, but every year they come out with a new Madden, right? And people buy it. I still can't see how people will buy it. It's like the same game every year. I mean, and I love sports. The only thing is the rosters are updated. I still, for the life of me, do not understand why they don't just do it like World of Warcraft, and just update it like that.
I guess they just don't make a lot of money, as much money that way.
Yeah, I can't believe that they hustle. They get people still to this day to keep buying brand new games.
And they do it. They willfully do it. They don't feel like they're being cheated at all.
I definitely don't get that.
Me either.
Hey, more power to them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, it would have to be like every other year or something like that. I mean, if I'm going to just buy one, but
absolutely.
It's like I know if you go to GameStop, in other words, right now they're doing a thing where they give you like 20% more trade-in value for if you trade in the older whatever version of Madden you have for the newest version, they give you like a 20% boost in their trade right now. So GameStop is helping out somehow to get the new games out and get the old ones taken care of. So it probably doesn't cost you quite as much to get the new Madden.
Well, that helps, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so what can we be on the lookout with your YouTube channel and anything else?
All right, so be on the lookout for videos. I'm working on a Deus Ex Mankind Divided review. Don't know if I'll come out with that, but we'll see. I'm recording footage for it. It's just really complicated and immense game, that kind of thing. And I'm also doing videos for 2 other YouTube channels, youtube.com/nerdreactor. I also write for their website. Check that out. And I do videos. I was just uploading a video for youtube.com/Commonwealth Realm. I think that's the URL. I don't know. Just YouTube Commonwealth Realm. We make theory videos and news videos on currently The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and the Nintendo NX. And I just came out with one on how we would possibly be able to transport ourselves in how transportation would work in Breath of the Wild.
Okay. All right. And how can people get you on social media and your YouTube channel?
All right. You can find me at youtube.com/Ferrisville Productions and on Twitter, Instagram at Ferrisville Pro and Facebook.com/Ferrisville Pro.
All right. And R.P.O, how can people get you social media and such?
There's my Facebook page, of course, Richard Pochard. I try as much as possible to haunt the forums of TM Underground, the home for virtual machinima. And you can also reach me on my LinkedIn.com, also under my name, Richard Pochard or Rich Posh Productions.
All right. And Olaf?
Well, you can stalk me on both Facebook and Twitter at Olaf Barbosa. But just don't stalk too close because I do get nervous and I do have an itchy trigger finger.
All right. And you can give me a Kente F, and you can go to their website, indyradio.org. That's indyradio.org. We'll be back next week with an all-new episode. We will start our counting down our favorite top movies for each decade, starting with the 70s. And we have a guest, too. Jimmy Combs is a filmmaker. So we have a lot of things planned for next week. Looking forward to it. You guys have a great weekend, and God bless.
Thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.